Do I need to adjust this?
I don't know. It's almost like...
Whoa.
Yeah, here we can just...
Whoa, there we go.
There,
okay.
Hey.
Okay.
It's Anthony. Hey, baby. I seem really loud.
You do.
You seem loud.
I do.
What is up with that?
I don't know. It's all right, though.
We didn't change anything.
No.
It's all good. Are we
like
clipping
this.
over there? No, we're not clipping over there. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's nice to hear.
Yeah.
What's up?
Not much.
All right.
How are you?
I threw my back out on Friday. This has been like the ongoing saga. I'm finally feeling better. I mean, it's still, I'm still like, blah,
Yeah.
but I'm finally feeling a bit better, which is awesome.
That is good.
I still have a little congestion, which you can hear, but not like it was, that's for sure.
No, you don't sound like the Joker anymore.
No.
So nice.
I know.
Although that was pretty cool.
It was an awesome show for it, though.
Yeah. It's sad that you can't put that,
I put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just do it whenever I want.
I wish you could just turn it on and off.
I know. I started doing a voice like it yesterday, and Gabby's like, I don't like it when you do that voice. It's scary. And I'm like, why is it scary, Gabby? And it's just not as good. It's just not. Yeah. It's not as good. But it's all good. But no, I'm watching. I've got this pulled up, our YouTube stream in front of me on my phone. Last week we glitched, and it was like watching like frames jumping.
Yeah.
And it was horrible. And I'm like, but the software, it looked clear. I can't figure it out. And it's like, we finally got HD. And I think what had happened is I had some of the stuff, like the frame rate and things like that, cranked a little too much. Mm. And because I wanted to be cool, and I said it like we were gamers. So, we're going like 60 frames per second. We're pushing the bullet everywhere. And
that's actually kind of low.
Well, so not for streaming though. Streaming for webcams and streaming that stuff, that's 60 frames is like pretty much the highest you can get right now.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, maybe if I drop it to 30, and I ran a test, and I'm like, yeah, it still looks kind of glitchy. So I actually did it for film standards, and YouTube people are gonna be like, it sucks because they're like moving slow or weird, and it doesn't look like a usual YouTube video. It almost looks like cinematic. So I actually dropped it to 23.98 or 24 frames per second, which is a film standard. And so we're doing it in like film style. And, but you know what? It's cool. It works. We're not glitching all over the place. I'm like shaking my hands and watching the delay. But I can actually see us moving, and everything looks really good. So, We got it working, which is great because I
love how you say we like I contributed.
you totally did. in spirit.
Yeah.
Because I called my I called Cable One because I have cable internet.
Yeah.
And I have a business line in here for multiple reasons. One, there's no capping. So there's no throttling. I don't hit a cap. And like I hit and exceed the residential cap by a long shot every single month. It's not sometimes. No. Every single month. So it's like, okay, well, I have to do the business one because I can't have a cap.
Yeah.
And then you look at the sort of things that we do and, we upload podcasts, we do this, all the audio work, all the video work, all the photography work. It's like I have to have good, solid internet. And it can't go down. I can't have it be down for 2 or 3 days while they're working on the lines.
Yeah.
And so being business, I get 24-hour support 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
That's amazing.
I called them at like 11:30 on a Sunday and they sent somebody out.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I mean, seriously, it's you get taken care of. But I called them and I'm like, what can we do? I was actually texting my guy. I was like, can we bump just the upload? He's like, no, it's standardized. They're packages, so you have to go up to the next package. Which is, we're pulling 50 down, 5 up, which isn't great, but I can afford it. And it's fine for most of the stuff we do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but that's the bottom end of HD upload streaming. And, so we really need to try to get above that. And he's like, oh, that's okay. You just have to double it. And I'm like, oh, that's great. How much is that going to cost me? And he's like, I said, double it. I'm like, oh, crap. So, and it not quite, but pretty darn close to it. It's an extra $50 a month. And it's like, yeah, but you're 100 down and 10 up. And I'm like, well, I'd love to get to the 100 down and I'd love to get to the 10 up, but that's not a lot of money. And he was telling me, he's like, well, you're in a unique situation because, you work out of your house and it's just you. And I'm like, yeah. And you're right. If I was a brick and mortar business with 4 or 5 guys in here, it was $110 is what it would end up being.
Yeah.
It's like $110 for internet to make sure something that we use nonstop would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
I'd have no problem with that whatsoever. But no, I'm not spending $110. I can't hardly see $110 a month on that for this, when the only thing we really need it extra for is the podcast. Now, you and I were talking earlier about wanting to really promote and have the podcast become something bigger. And it was like, if I have to, I have to. But let me put it this way to you people on Facebook, on YouTube. We would like to see this go somewhere. But if the internet is going to get better, we need more people supporting us on Patreon. You can find us and support us with your Patreon support of whatever, even $1 a month. It's patreon.com/classlesschat.
Yeah.
Not assless chaps. Which we've heard a few times from a few different people. You know what classless chat sounds like?
Yep.
Sure do. We're from Idaho. We know what that is. Gosh.
Oh, man, that's
Love
good.
it. And Amber's on, which is great. Hi, Amber. I am drinking your coffee that you left. Why? Because I care.
We don't like to see things go to waste ever.
No. And the sad thing is, she's like, I didn't buy it. My mom bought it for me. Oh, that was nice. When did your mom get it? This morning. What? That is something I don't understand. How did you get a coffee in the morning and at 8 o'clock at night, you're like, yeah, I still haven't had it? No, not in my world.
No.
That's not how that works.
It doesn't last that long.
You clearly do not like coffee the way I like coffee. That's no, it's not. It's a like for you. It's not a live.
No, yeah. We drink multiple pots a day at my house. It's
Yeah. I have 2 Keurig machines. I have one in the entryway for the office and clients, and I have one in the kitchen. And it threw you off because I made your coffee tonight in the kitchen.
Yeah, I was like,
you're making it in there now?
Yeah.
Like, I'm out of K-cups.
Yeah. That's a sad day.
We only treat the clients to the K-cups. And we're out.
Yeah.
Got one of those metal mesh ones, and I'm putting my coffee grounds in it and tapping it down a little bit just to get it a little stronger.
Yeah, it's
it is
nice
a little
and
stronger.
strong. It's good.
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Don't
It's good coffee.
Don't throw your back out.
She says, "Oh, shut up! I didn't have time."
I don't buy that. How do you not have time? Did you drink anything else? Were you drinking water? I mean, come on, seriously. I didn't have time to drink my coffee. I have a cup right here, and I have a cup of water right here. I don't have time to drink this one though. This one right here, I don't have time for, because you get like Donald Trump. My cup of coffee is much better than your cup of coffee. And like, if I made coffee, it'd be the best coffee in the world. I can't do Donald Trump's.
No,
but it's just like
you were kind of like almost like
like from the 50s or something.
That was weird.
It's so terrible.
That was like Donald Trump from like some
Rat Pack.
Yeah,
Donald Trump and the Rat Pack.
Yeah, some
like mad.
Some parallel dimension.
Oh my
Trump.
gosh, no! It's so bad. Yes, water, but I was unloading 63 bags of pallets. Thank you very much. Again, you were drinking. It's a choice. You made probably the wise choice, but it is not the choice I would have.
I don't know. This time of year, coffee keeps you warm.
It does keep you warm.
It's nice.
I agree, unless it's iced.
Yeah.
63 bags of pallets. And after I was done, I forgot about my coffee. It was ibuprofen time. No, that's true. She has a bad back, so that makes sense.
I like to put down ibuprofen with coffee.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Nothing hits the tummy like that. Good times. Wasting away in Diarrheaville.
Oh, that's bad. Coffee does make things just flow. You all right?
I'm drinking, really? I'm gonna need a minute.
It's a good thing this is the pre-show.
Oh my goodness! Literally drinking as you do it, and I'm like, I'm gonna stop it. It's not gonna go down my throat. Nope, there it is. Nope, yeah, it's going.
Your phone's not silent.
Yeah, clearly. Thanks, Anne. Somebody's not watching the podcast. Jeez. Let me put this way to you people. If you know somebody who has a podcast and you know that they record it at the same time every week, don't text them during that time. Otherwise, they know you don't watch the podcast.
Sometimes Mike will be talking on Sunday mornings, and he was talking about being distracted.
Right.
And it was like a social media message, and then I start texting him while he's up there, and his phone goes off.
Oh, he didn't mute it?
No.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I can't remember what I sent him. I sent him something stupid like, "You're doing great, by the way."
It's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
I would do that to him. I know you and I sometimes will text in the middle and be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's Matt, too. He'll text me. He said, last Sunday I'm sitting in the back, and I get a text, and I look at my phone, and it says, "I like you a fair amount."
It does sound like Matt.
Yeah. I'm like, thanks, dude. I like
It's
you a fair
awesome.
amount.
Amber's laughing at me saying that's what you get.
Oh, man.
That is what I get. That's totally what I get. And I'm like crying and everything. It's okay. We were watching Oprah. It's all.
Yeah.
Like everybody got a car.
Oh, my gosh.
And then your buddy today, I found you on Stitcher. It's like, yes.
Yeah, Matt Lopez is a good dude.
That's awesome.
I went to school with him.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. He actually has the same birthday as me.
And that one movie.
And that one movie, yeah.
What movie was that?
Big
Trouble in Little China.
Yeah. So
if you're wanting to know, people, look it up. You can know Anthony's birthday right now.
Yeah. My actual birthday.
What day did? Yeah, on to the year, the day, everything. When did Big Trouble in Little China come out?
Yep, that's my birthday. So that guy, crazy story. He was in the band room. This is in high school. I think junior
crazy
year.
Stories start that way.
Yeah, it's true.
At band camp.
So he probably doesn't realize I remember this. This is really bad. So he fell. He like tripped and fell.
Oh no!
And you know how music stands it's like a tripod.
Yep.
Well, he fell onto the stand, and then when it fell, like the leg that went up in the air, it went like through his shin. It was like down to bone and everything. It was bad. He got seriously hurt. But yeah, that's not the only thing I remember about him. He was also really good friends with my buddy Nathan, and I hung out with him a little bit, but we actually talk online now, kind of like more than when we went to school. I don't know why that is. It's just weird. But
That's how it is.
Yeah, but he's a good dude. He's a good dude. He lives in Brentwood, California still.
Oh, he's one of the guys who's listening in Brentwood. It's really funny. I was going through the statistics, and it's like, we get quite a few plays from Brentwood. I wonder if that's where Anthony's from.
Yeah, I went to Liberty High School in Brentwood.
It's really funny. My kids go to Liberty Charter School.
Oh, really? Nice. Yeah, so I went there. And, yeah. I lived there
the
for
semi-quasi libertarian went to Liberty?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm kind of a libertarian.
Which, by the way, other than like Louder with Crowder, there's not exactly a lot of conservative podcasts.
No, not really.
There's just not.
No, I think, yeah.
A lot of conservative style bashing. That's all right.
That's okay.
We're not a political podcast. It doesn't matter.
No. We're politically minded, but...
Right, exactly. All right, well, hey, why don't we get this started? We go for 18 minutes, and I almost threw up in my mouth during that time. Thanks, Amber. Nothing says I love you like drinking your coffee, then throwing it up.
Always enjoy mine
coffee.
twice. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The second time's better. It's just like feeding a baby bird. Oh, that's good stuff. Much easier to digest now.
I love the name you gave this article. Oh my gosh.
Yours?
Yes.
Yeah, isn't that great?
That is so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now you've given me. So I see the movie you picked this week.
Heck yeah, dude.
I have to watch the first one because
You
I
haven't
haven't
seen the first one?
No, and I own it.
Okay.
This is back to like Doctor Strange. I owned it like for months before I saw it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Okay, I'll watch both.
Sorry, I should have talked to you, but I saw that it was on there, and I'm like, doing it.
Okay,
Doing
I'll
it.
watch both. All right.
Oh, we're gonna do it. Not like that though.
Tell me what you really think, Drew.
However, I will tell you, you can make any situation awkward by talking like Batman and calling yourself Bat Daddy.
Yeah, I believe you.
What are you doing? Bat Daddy's on the toilet.
Oh my god. That's not good.
That's so wrong.
It is. Oh my gosh. No, Drew, that's bad.
Bat Daddy burnt the quesadilla.
Oh, that's not good.
He burnt it good. Alfred.
Nice.
All right.
Wow.
Now that we're done with the stupid. No, there will be more stupid. I can guarantee you that. I'm here. There's more stupid.
Yeah. You got a fair amount of stupid this week.
There will definitely be a fair amount of stupid. I'm still choked up from that coffee. Amber, your coffee. I shouldn't have drank it. All right. Yeah, all right. Well, let's do this thing.
Okay.
On this episode of Classless Chat.
Were you singing Jingle Bells or talking about a serial killer?
I've wondered that every time, too. And a 6-year-old's emo letter to Santa. Dear Santa.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what you are about to hear is the future of entertainment. May I present to you Classless Chat with your hosts, Drew and Anthony.
That's right. You know, I will say old-timey sounding Drew. You may introduce Drew and Anthony. It's pretty cool. I'll talk about that in just a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. If your Chevy's feeling heavy and your Ford's kind of slow, your Pinto needs a window and your Dodge needs a tow. If your oil needs a check-in and you have a couple of seconds, give us a call. Billy Bob's Auto Wrecking.
This week at Billy Bob's, we have a bumper crop of 1972 AMC Javelin bumpers, all for the low price of $29.95. We have the world's largest collection of lug nuts. We call it the Bucket O' Lug. Find yours today. Hubcaps, buy a set of 2 and get a free car deodorizer shaped like a Christmas tree. Get in any color you like. Smell great. As always, we have suckers for the little junkyard junkies. Come on down. Don't forget to visit Billy Bob's Pet and Zoo out back. It's all right, they don't bite. Y'all come see us. We're at the corner of Chicken Dinner Road and Beeline. Give us a call. 208-555-5555. Ask for Billy Bob. Y'all come back now, here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a while. It was appropriate, though, with the Christmas tree stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so a couple things. One, welcome to Classless Chat. I am Drew, and this is my dear friend.
Aunt Honey.
That
was sad.
I'm using a fun voice, and
I don't know any fun voices. What am I supposed to do? I don't know. That's weird.
You're helpful.
I'm sorry.
Killing me,
I'm not
Smalls.
a good co-host.
You're just killing me, Smalls. Jeez. Where's Andy Richter when we need him?
I actually used to do a lot of funny stuff with my voice, like when I used to go through drive-thrus.
I remember when you'd sing.
Yeah, that is funny. No, I would go through and I would be like, hello, like at the drive-thru, and I would just say weird stuff, like order food with this really strange voice, and then I'd get up to the window and go, "Hey," and then they would look at me like I was insane.
How you doing?
And then my friend Nathan, we used to drive around in the car. This is my youth pastor. As a youth, he taught me to scream out the windows at people. So we would drive around, and there's this guy walking around with a shovel near a field or something, and my friend Nathan yells "Luca la la" at him. Yeah, just like in a really high-pitched voice, just like "Luca la la," like that at the guy, and then he would chase us.
That's the kind of guy that you always want to go after and beat.
Yeah, we used to get chased a lot.
Yeah, I can see
It
that.
was good times.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the extent of my favorite
All right,
voices.
then. Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Educational tidbit.
Yeah, although one time we yelled at a guy with a little dog.
You and your little dog, too.
He was walking his dog, and then my friend Nathan yells at him, and he like got really mad, and he started to run, and he like yanked the dog off the ground, and the dog like flew through the air.
He threw Baxter.
Yep. It was really bad.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and then we yelled at the guy, and he threw his keys in the air because he was trying to open the door to his house.
Thought you were going to kill him.
Yeah, we were like, wow, like that at him as we drove by. And he was like, he threw his keys in the air. He's like looking around like all freaked out.
You guys.
Yeah, it was good times. He was an adult. We were a bunch of kids. Yeah.
You mean you don't do that now? That's smart. You know what I like to do that I almost get in trouble. Like I find that, like you, but like you and your truck. I find guys who have similar trucks that have the giant racks on them. And I find like the meanest looking guys that are in the trucks.
Yeah.
And I've done this. I've gone up to a restaurant with the family and everything, and I walked up, and two burly guys are just rah, 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 complaining about everything, and I tap on the window.
Yeah.
And the guy rolls down his window. He's like, "What?" And I'm like, "I have to tell you. Nice rack." Seriously, they do that just every single time. Like, just they're like, oh, and they laugh. They're just busting up, and I walk away as they're laughing. It's like, leaving on top, leaving on top.
That is funny. That's really good. I like that.
You got a nice rack. I can dig it. So, I was going to talk about the that cool intro that we have. Some of the intro and some of the bumpers that we use have and feature an old-timey voice with a very old-timey effect. Now, they did actually use their voices in different ways to get a certain type of voice, which, I mean, yes, I did. But the microphone effect is actually not an effect. It's actually a microphone. And it is... So I have some people asking, it is this guy right here, a pretty... hot little mama, if I do say so myself. I love these things, man. This is a carbon phone. It was a limited edition run. It's an RU-80, which is an old Russian World War II, like a Soviet era microphone capsule in a carbon phone. So it's a carbon-based, capsule. And comes with gets some really, really cool effects. There's nothing else on it. There's no EQ. There's, I think I have a little bit of compression on there just to level out the vocals. But that's all it is. The voice itself is all done through that one microphone. I've got the Resonator series. I've got both the A and the B from them. These are from Placid Audio. If you're looking for a cool effect microphone, they're not sponsoring us or anything. They're just cool guys and, help some other cool guys out. So, if you need anything effect microphone wise or just to have a really classy looking microphone sitting around, contact my buddy Mark at Placid Audio.
They're really cool.
They're really cool. And they sound really cool, too.
They do.
So, but yeah, they look nice. It's a good conversation starter sitting on the desk. I'm like, that's a really nice looking microphone you have there. Thank you.
Yeah, I noticed that you put it as like a centerpiece for your desk.
It totally is. But I use it.
Yeah.
Like I do. I've actually done some film mixing, like that horror film that I did this year.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Which was really cool. I did some, I actually re-recorded some of the audio and dubbed it and did things with this microphone to add certain effects to it.
Nice.
So I did it with this microphone and a couple of the other effect microphones that I have also through Placid Audio to get certain effects. And it was really cool. It turned out really, really good. So I was excited.
Yeah.
It turned out great. So
I really thought that a lot of those effects that you did were incredible.
I liked them. Like the monster growlings. That was actually just the girls.
Really?
Yeah, she's just like, and then I just added some effects and tweaks and did some EQ work. And
That stuff was freaky.
it was really freaky.
did so good
Like
on
seriously
that.
though, all the sounds, like there was no sound for the shirt getting ripped. There was no sound for the claws coming out. There was no sound for the bones breaking. There was no sound for any of that. And the body hitting the car sounded like poop because the microphone was inside the car when they dropped the body. So, I mean, we recorded everything. They didn't even have sounds for when the guy was getting eaten and the car was squeaking.
Yeah.
None of that was there. And so we did full Foley work for the entire thing. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So,
I thought it was cool. I only saw the
special.
trailer too. I don't think I saw the whole film.
it's only like a 3-minute thing.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought. Okay, got it.
Yeah, all that work went into 3 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Welcome to film.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't realize that. Now I feel like a dope.
Yeah, film, man. Film. Yeah. A lot of work. But it's fun. It's fun work. It's good work. It's hard work, but it's semi-rewarding when people watch it on YouTube and stuff. And like, and they comment on it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Makes you feel special. However,
So special.
So special. But no, nobody ever comments like, wow, the sounds on that were amazing. You get comments like, man, the backing track, like the music was really cool with that.
Yeah.
If you do your job right as a mixer, you'll never be noticed. If you don't do your job right, you don't want to be noticed.
That's true. I guess
So-
if there's a lot of comments, then that means that you didn't do a good job.
Right. And so nobody said anything about it, which is perfect. That's actually what you want. It's very disheartening, but at the same time, it's exactly what you want because if they're not saying anything, it's because it wasn't distracting. It made them believe it was happening,
Yeah.
which is what you want. That's
That
the
thing
whole
was
point.
Really freaky, so it was good.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. So yeah, I threw my back out. Talked about it a little bit in the YouTube intro pre-show.
Yeah.
So I was sick, and then I got sick, and then Gabby got sick, and then Ellie got sick with the flu, and then I got sick again, and I'm finally getting better, and all of a sudden Friday I throw my back out. And okay, I had people on Facebook like, oh my God, what'd you do? Drew, poor Drew, you guys are having such a hard time. Like, what did you do? How did you do this? What were you doing? Were you lifting weights? Were you being Chuck Norris and overlifting weights? You're lucky you didn't break your back and die. And I'm like, no. Was that too soon?
What deal did you make?
Deal did I make?
Yeah.
What do you
Why
mean?
is this all coming back on you now?
I don't know. Holy cow, dude. It is like, bam, all right there. But I'm like, oh, it was the most embarrassing and comical way to throw your back out imaginable. Don't worry about it. It's me. And people are like throwing ideas out there like, did you do this? Did you do that? Did you do this? Did you do that? And I'm like, no.
I'm really sad
No.
I didn't see that. I would have commented on this.
Oh, dude. So I will tell the podcast world what happened to Drew
Oh, this is
because it is so embarrassing. I got to let people know, but the only way I'm going to let people know is if they listen to the podcast. You want to know? Listen to the episode 33.
That's a good idea.
This is episode 33, by the way, of the Classless Chat podcast on December 6, 2017.
Which is crazy.
It is 33 episodes in. We're doing good. All right. So crazy, embarrassing, most imaginable way possible for this. Okay. Imagine this. You're in a world not unlike your own. You're using the restroom, not unlike your own. You need to change the toilet paper roll, not unlike your own. And so you bend over to change the toilet paper roll, not unlike how you do every time you have to change the toilet paper roll. All of a sudden, your back just goes, and you can't stand up anymore. And seriously, I'm like in the middle of changing the dang toilet paper roll, and I can't move. And I'm like getting myself onto the sink, and Amber was right across the street with her mom. Excuse me, at her mom's house. And so I call her. I'm like, I need you right now. I threw my back out. She comes and helps, and I'm like, can you please finish doing that, because I didn't even finish. And I'm like, and by the way, you're gonna learn this about me at some point. I'm incredibly picky about how the toilet paper is put on there. It's got to go over the top and down. It has to go over the top and down, or I will flip out. And I'm not even kidding right now. It's got to go over the top and down, or I'm flipping out. I will have a full-on panic attack. You will never hear the end of it. That might be the end of us. If that toilet paper is going straight down out the back end of that, we might be done. I don't know. I can't promise. Not making any promises here. I'm just saying, you want to risk it? Put it down the back. If you don't want to risk it, and you want to, because you love me and you say you love me, have it go over the top and down out the front. Over the top, down the front. Always over the top, down the front. Thank God she did. We're still together.
That's
it's
good.
Good. Over the top, down the front.
Keep telling her these weird issues you have and may not.
Right? And but no, I'm sitting here like, and she did. She put it up for me, and I'm and she's like, do you want to lay down? And I'm like, is it going to be easier? No. Is it going to hurt? Yes. Is it going to be easy to get up? No. Let's just go find a seat. So I got my ugly chair. Every man has his ugly chair. You have an ugly chair? I mean, to some degree, most. Well, I guess I can't say every man if you're going.
I have a chair. It's not ugly, I guess.
Okay.
I had an ugly chair, but it didn't make it to Idaho.
Oh.
So it's gone.
You lost.
Yeah.
At least you won. You lost.
Yes. True.
Okay. All right. See, that's what I'm talking about. Every guy has their ugly chair. And, anyway, I have my grandfather's. It's like a 1972. It's an early 70s Lazy Boy. It's got the wood armrest. It's got the wood going up the sides. It's manly, man. It's a manly chair, but it's ugly. It is ugly, but it is the most comfortable chair you will ever sit in. And I'm like, I'm sitting in that one. She's like, are you sure you can get out of that? And I'm like, look around. See a better option? Couch 1 or couch 2? And she goes, yeah, no, sit in that chair. Yeah. So I get down and I'm like reclining it. Doesn't that hurt? And I'm like, no more than the other way. No, I'm doing it. And I was stuck in a chair. I was stuck in the chair Friday, Saturday, and basically all of Sunday. And Gabby has still been sick. In fact, yesterday we took Gabby to the pediatrician saying, hey, this is still going on, blah, 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 blah. Her pediatrician didn't even give her the time of day. I mean, seriously, came in the door. I think she's dehydrated. And I'm like, you haven't even looked at her. I mean, seriously, she came in the door with her head down looking at her laptop because she carries her laptop. I think she's dehydrated. And I'm like, okay.
You're like, thanks.
And I mean, and she left the room in like less than 5 minutes. I mean, didn't even do a real look over. I mean, she's just dehydrated. She still has that bug, and she's just dehydrated because she got behind on her water. Have her drink an entire gallon of Gatorade tonight, and she'll be fine by the morning. Guess what? We were at the ER last night with Gabby because her lips were turning blue. Now, mind you, Gabby won't drink Gatorade or Powerade, so people saying it's the blue from the gate because you got a blue Gatorade. No, we didn't. I had Gabby drinking water, just regular water, and her lips were turning blue. It was hurting her to breathe. I mean, it was problems. I'm like, oh, crap, she's developed pneumonia. We got to go. And, I mean, she was covered up under a blanket. I mean, it wasn't like she was cold. Our house is 70 degrees. I leave my house set at 70 degrees, basically year-round. And it's 72 during the summer because I can't afford to cool it more, and 69 during the winter because I can't afford to heat it more. And, and so it's like, yeah, this is what we do. And I took her in there, and they're like, well, I'm listening. I don't hear anything. It sounds like pneumonia. And, maybe she just got cold. And I'm like, she wasn't playing outside. She was inside the entire time under a blanket. Well, her O2 levels are fine. I'm like, yeah, they were 99 at home. Oh, yeah, sure. And I'm like, no, really, I have an O2 sensor. I was testing her. Oh, really? Yeah, really, I do. Oh, okay. Yeah, my past life required some of this stuff. So, yeah, I got all that. And I'm like, yeah, I was doing tests and everything, and she was fine. I mean, but it's hurting her to breathe. And I'm like, we'll test her for mono, but take it easy. Awesome thing.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, fine. So, and she's still like sleeping and tired and everything today. It's like she has been. It's like, you're going to try to go to school tomorrow. We're going to test it. They didn't call and say you have mono, so we're going with the assumed you don't, because they said no news is good news. So
That's good.
yeah.
Yeah, Alicia and I have decided that it's like we have to wait until like code red to go to the doctor because
It's a virus.
yeah, it's like
I hate that.
my kids throw up everywhere. It's like, let's just wait this out a little bit
Right.
because I'm going to take them to the doctor. I'm going to pay a copay. They're going to tell me, make sure she has fluids,
Yeah.
keep her warm. It's like literally that's it.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, why am I going to the doctor? I know exactly what they're going to say.
Yeah.
And then I just watch them and keep an eye on their temp. And then as long as they start to improve, then I'm good. And if not, then I can think about taking them to the doctor. Because the doctor doesn't do anything anymore.
They're too afraid of being sued.
Yeah.
That's really what I think it comes down to, is they are just too afraid to be sued to do anything. And it's sad because this pediatrician didn't used to be like this. She was really good. She took over a second clinic, and I think she's way overworked.
Could be. Yeah, our pediatrician's really good. I can't remember his name right now off the top of my head.
Seriously, you have things that go on. So my grandma, a little fun known fact about my family history, it's great. My grandmother on my dad's side was the first nurse practitioner in the state of Idaho.
Whoa.
So I come from a medical line. My cousin is a physician's assistant. And so it's one of those, if I'm really stuck, which doesn't happen very often, but if I'm stuck, I end up calling or texting my cousin saying, hey, any ideas?
Yeah.
But things like your lips are turning blue and it hurts to breathe.
Yeah, that's
You go to the
immediate.
emergency room.
Yeah,
That's
immediately.
period.
Yeah.
But I mean, most of the stuff, I do some of the old school techniques like, oh, guess what? You're going to take a really hot shower and you're going to sit there and you're going to breathe in the steam.
Yep.
And here in like an hour and a half, you're going to feel a lot better. And I mean, but we do these things. And I mean, I have people, he's like, okay, Dr. Drew. And I'm like, just do it. And like an hour or 2 hours later, how did you know? I feel so much better. And I'm like, it's been ingrained in us. This is just, we grew up with a medical person in the family. You just get used to it and you just do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
No.
And it drives like my mom nuts. She is the epitome of, oh my gosh, something's going on. Go to the doctor. Oh my gosh, and she didn't used to be, but Steve, my stepdad, is horrible about it. I found a new spot. I'm going to the dermatologist. I felt a creak in my body. I'm going to go see my Excelsior. No, what do they call them? The bone and joint. Not oncologist.
No.
You know what I'm talking about. Orthopedic.
Yeah,
Orthopedic. I'm going to go see this. I'm going to go do this. And yeah, and Amber just said, or 103 temperature just to find out that it's influenza A. Yeah, well, you'd take that into the ER. Absolutely. 103. 103 for a 5-year-old, you go to the ER. He's just got to go to the doctor. Well, my mom's like super paranoid because, Shannon died. So now she's like super paranoid about everybody. Go get him checked out. And I'm like, Mom, it's okay. She's fine. Gabby's fine. Nothing's going on. I'm paying attention to this, making sure nothing crazy's happening. We're okay.
Yeah.
And she even admits, like, no, I'm just freaking out. But I'm like, I get it. But then the lips turn blue, and I'm like, yeah, lips are blue. It hurts to breathe. We're going.
Yeah, that's never good. Yeah, I'm like the last person that goes to the doctor. It took, in July, I went 4 times.
Seriously?
Yep, I went 4 times.
I remember this, actually.
Yeah,
last year you did once, too.
Last year I did once, yeah. So in July of 2016, I had, or 2017, July of 2017.
Yeah, it's almost 2018
I can't
already.
believe that. Yeah, I had...
Welcome to December.
I had an asthma attack on a job site and then drove myself from Bellevue to Ketchum.
Idaho.
To the ER, yeah.
Bellevue, Idaho to Ketchum, Idaho.
Yeah, and that was like a 30-minute drive with my O2 levels dropping and can't breathe. I was only like 15% lung capacity. I'm like,
That's bad.
Bad asthma attack, which I haven't had an asthma attack in years. So that was freaking me out. And then like probably less than a week later, I got full bilateral joint pain. Remember that?
Yep.
My whole body, all my joints.
And they were like, "Oh my gosh, you might have any of 50 different autoimmune diseases."
Yeah, they thought I had an autoimmune. I couldn't make a fist with either hand. That's how bad my joints were.
You weren't going brawling.
I was hurting really bad.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay.
First rule of Fight Club.
Yeah, exactly. So they were like, we're gonna do a couple of things on your blood work, run a full blood panel, check everything else, and then we'll see you in like 4 days. I went home with like, I think they gave me some steroids. That was like it. So I went home and took some steroids. Yeah, and then I got sick again, and then I smashed my hand. So I went four times. Yeah, I got like a major upper respiratory infection, and then I smashed my hand. So like in the span of like 3 weeks, I went to the doctor like 4 times.
Yeah, so you don't get to talk about me and my family.
No, it's crazy. Yeah, I never go though. Like unless it's something like serious, like okay, I had an asthma attack. Every joint in my body hurts. By the way, I can't make a fist with either hand. And then I smashed my hand really, really hard, and I had some contusions.
Now, just the autoimmune thing. I think if I remember right, all that came back negative, and they said we think you have too much stress.
Yeah, they told me I was stressing myself out to death.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had. Well, they thought I had rheumatoid arthritis or lupus. That's what they told me.
Those are neither one fun.
No, both are bad.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, that's great. Well, we're gonna do some blood work. Here's some steroids. See you in 4 days or whatever we're gonna call you. And I'm like, great. But yeah, by the way, I still can't make a fist. And so
have fun with that.
Yeah, it sucked. I couldn't. I mean, literally, I could bend my fingers like about halfway. And then I'm trying to play guitar. Good luck. So, but then I got better pretty fast because I stayed in bed for a few days.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm not feeling well. I'm gonna take phone calls, but I'm not working. And so I didn't. And then I got better fairly quickly. So, but yeah, it takes a lot for me to go to the doctor. Usually it's got to be a serious thing. Something you're really sick.
Yep, that's pretty much how I am too.
Yeah, like my daughter. The only time I took her to the doctor because she tripped and face planted into our fireplace.
Yeah,
like 2 weeks after
that would do it.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, cracked her head on the mantle. Time to go.
Yeah,
just get it checked out. Make sure everything's still where it's supposed to be.
She's alive. She's breathing.
Yep. So she's fine.
Yeah. All right.
She's still here.
Yeah, she is, which is good.
Yeah. But otherwise, it's like, you're throwing up.
Meh.
Well, check in a couple hours.
Yeah. When did you eat corn?
So gross.
I don't remember you eating that.
I just almost knocked the microphone off.
No, I doubt that.
I think once a week I hit this at least every week.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's like underneath your chin. You're like this.
I know. Well, I kind of like it here. I don't know why.
Okay.
Is this a weird spot for it?
A little bit, but it sounds good. It sounds fine.
Okay.
A little sibilancy, but that's all right.
Cool.
Sibilance.
Yeah, I feel like if I push it up, then it blocks my face.
That's true.
Yeah, so I kind of I don't know. I just like it here.
That works.
All right.
Whatever. If it works for you, it works for me.
All right.
It works for does it work for you viewers, or do you hate it?
Yeah. Let's start a poll.
Yeah, let's see what people say. Here, maybe I'll move this over.
Oh, that's okay.
And then it's like, hi.
Drink my coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need new mugs, yeah.
You just reminded me of those funny memes that are like German words. And it's like butterfly and it's like Schmetterling. It's like really funny.
I love that video, like how you say things around the world. Hi. Hello. Good day, governor. Bonjour.
Yeah. Those are the best.
It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. The German stuff's hilarious.
No. 9.
Yeah. But that is the actual word for butterfly in German.
Well, that is also the actual word for no in German.
It is.
I don't know about hi. I could have been off on that one.
Yeah, I think you were. Maybe a little. A few syllables at least.
I think what I did is very similar to about the news story that you're about to read after this.
Here comes the stupid. News starts now.
I love that intro. I know. All right, so first story. Were you singing Jingle Bells or talking about a serial killer?
It's an honest question. I mean, I wonder that at like children's Christmas programs.
That's true. Yeah.
Here comes Krampus Claus. Here comes Krampus Claus.
Nice.
Segue.
Okay, so sign language interpreter delivered gibberish in Florida.
Naturally.
Yeah. So this is an article. This was published a few days ago by ABC. Hearing impaired people tuning into a news conference about the arrest of a suspected serial killer got a message of gibberish from an American Sign Language interpreter. Now, a friend of mine posted this news article, and I laughed. I know it's a serious issue, but every time this happens, I just laugh because there is something funny about it to me. So if you think that's wrong, then I'm sorry. I hate to offend you, but it is funny. Anyways, as Tampa Police Chief Brian Dugan announced the arrest of Howell Donaldson Wednesday night, interpreter Daryl Roberts was there beside him, making signs that made no sense. She sat up there and waved her arms like she was signing Jingle Bells. Rachel...
Do you see that terrorist up there? You think he's trying to tell us something? I don't know. Let's kill him and find out later. No, America. Sorry.
Durka. Who is... Okay, so, so this person, Rachel Brino,
Yeah, sure, close enough.
who is deaf and teaches American Sign Language at the University of South Florida, told the Tampa Bay Times through an interpreter. Are we sure that's what she said? We'll never know.
We will never know.
Among the things Roberts signed, according to Settembrino, was the following. 51 hours ago, 0/12/22, indecipherable. Murder 3 minutes in 14 weeks ago, in old indecipherable. Murder 4, 5, 55,000, plea 10, arrest murder Bush, indecipherable, 3 age 24.
That makes sense to me. Where are you lost? I totally get what they're talking about right there. How are you lost by that?
I love it.
Something about grandma's house.
Yeah.
I don't know.
In fact, the chief was providing a timeline of the 4 shootings and describing how his agency had received some 5,000 tips before arresting the 24-year-old suspect. I was disappointed, confused, upset, and really want to know why the city of Tampa chief of police, who is responsible for my safety, did not check her out.
I wondered, did she sign ...
I hope so.
And in today's sexual harassment crazed society, I'm sure she meant verify her qualifications.
Yeah.
Not check her out. I just want to clarify here, just for a second. Let's just make sure we're clear.
So funny. Tampa Police Department spokesman Steve Hegarty said Monday that Roberts just showed up and told him she was there to provide sign language interpretation at the November 28th news conference. He assumed that someone else at the department had called for the service. I allowed her to do it. I didn't ask enough questions, he said. I just said such a guy way to respond.
I know.
I mean, I don't know.
This guy showed up to arrest another guy. I don't know. I figured somebody told him to go.
Yeah.
Somebody said, I'm here to shoot this guy, but I got a badge. I didn't ask to see the badge. I just assumed it was there.
Yeah. How she knew about the press conference and why she volunteered to do sign language interpretation is still a mystery. I'm sorry, but that is so funny.
It is.
Okay, the reason why I laugh about this is there was a news conference. I can't remember where it was. I think it was somewhere in like South Africa or something.
Oh my
and
gosh.
There's that guy, and he's like signing, and they knew about this guy already. And President Obama at the time is speaking, and this guy's signing just like insanity. And like one of the things he said was like bird hammer or something, and just like the most random stuff.
Hammer.
And they and they knew this guy was a fraud, and they've caught him doing it before, and they still let him do it. And then what was the other one? Back one of the hurricanes, we talked about it today. One of the hurricanes,
Harvey, I think
it was Harvey. They had a interpreter that was signing like crazy stuff like beware of bear attacks and like just the most insane stuff. Just
Watch out for swamp
By the
thing.
way, you must escape the town. Bear attacks are coming. Just like the most insane stuff. So this happens all the time.
It does.
This happens at least twice a year, and every time it happens, I laugh, and I feel bad that I laugh, but not that bad. Because
I know.
at this point, they should know to check and make sure these people are qualified.
Maybe we should have somebody on file that we know can do this.
Yeah, it's a good idea. At least a couple. Have one ring or two, maybe. I don't know. It's crazy. I love this quote though. I don't know what motivates her, but she hasn't returned my calls. He said, "I would like to know both professionally and personally how did it occur that you come down to do that." You think she's gonna respond to you, dude? She's in trouble.
Yeah. That's like the police department saying, "Hey, we found some meth on the lawn.
Yeah.
We'd like to give the meth to whom it belongs to. If this is your meth, come on down to the station and we just need to verify that it's your meth. But as soon as we verify it's your meth, it's yours.
Yeah.
Promise."
I didn't notice this. They must have updated this article, but they actually talks about that 2013 incident in South Africa and says, yeah. So I guess that guy later said he was schizophrenic and that he saw angels descending in a stadium where the event took place. I don't know. That guy's insane, I guess.
Yeah, well, you know.
So I guess we can't bash on him too much. If he's really sick mentally.
I mean, it is classless chat, though.
That's true. Yeah, we don't have to be classy, I guess.
No, not that classy.
So
Not
yeah,
gonna swear at you all the time, but we don't have to be that classy.
people learn American Sign Language so you could help with this epidemic of random people who
It is an epidemic, too. You know what I find funny? I have a brother-in-law who's an attorney in Caldwell, Idaho, which, by the way, is about as, well, you can get the most authentic Mexican food in Caldwell this side of Mexico. I mean, that's about, I think that says it well enough. And he has an attorney's office, he's a defense attorney, and his law office is in Caldwell, and he was asking me if I knew anybody who could come in and do Spanish translation work for him.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, you live in Caldwell, or you work out of Caldwell. You used to live in Caldwell.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, maybe. But yeah, I thought this was funny. But no, this was actually something Amber always asks me. She's like, "Are you paying attention to the news?" And I'm like,
No.
"Well, I haven't wanted to gouge my eyes out for a couple days." No, not so much. Other than looking for really humorous crap that we can talk about on the show.
Yeah.
No, not so much. And she keeps telling me because she's obsessed with the study of what motivates serial killers. Like, what is in their personality? What happens to them when they're children? What drives somebody? Now, granted, she is finishing her schooling for counseling and psychology. So she wants to understand what makes people tick.
Yeah.
And I mean, it makes sense, but she's just fascinated with serial killers. And she was talking about this. Oh, there's a serial killer in Florida. And I'm curious, what's going on with this? And I'm like, oh, all right. And she told me, she's like, oh, they caught the person. And I'm like, oh, supposedly. The person that we believe, remember, they're innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
In the United States.
Yeah.
Unlike what pisses a lot of people off about what happened in California. It's like, okay, all right, well, supposedly they caught. And so I was telling her today, I'm like, yeah, we're talking about that story. She's like, really? How that's getting on the show? What's crazy about that? I'm like, you will see.
Yeah, it kind of counts. We did talk about it briefly.
We did talk about, yes, the serial killer briefly.
And it's a good segue into our next part.
It is, which is this.
Drew, shut up and let me watch the movie.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah. This was a good pick.
This was a really good pick, which you picked this, by the way.
Did I?
You did. You're like, I like Tarantino. Let's do the Tarantino.
Yeah, I like Tarantino.
Which, by the way, reports are out that Tarantino is looking at potentially doing a Star Trek film.
Yeah, which I think is weird.
I think so, but at the same time, I'd watch it.
I mean, I would too. It's Tarantino, but I don't know.
And
We'll
it's
see.
Star Trek.
We'll see. I'm not sure.
Did you have a problem watching J.J. Abrams?
I'm not a big fan of J.J. Abrams.
Well, I know, but you didn't answer the question.
I didn't watch it.
All right.
Yeah, I guess that tells you.
Well, kind of. I mean, this coming from the guy of like, I bought this movie like 3 years ago with the intent to watch it the day that I bought it, and I haven't opened it yet.
That's true. That happens.
All right. So this week we were watching The Hateful Eight. Which
Yeah.
is a Quentin Tarantino film.
Yep.
It was very possibly the most racist film I have ever seen.
Pretty close. Yeah, I was up there. I was surprised at how racist it was.
Yeah. And guy junk showing.
I mean, it fit this. It fit this.
It totally fit the time frame.
Yeah, it made.
And who was in it. I mean, it made sense.
Yeah.
But it was very racially motivated.
Yeah.
There was a little much crotch showing offage.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
Yeah, a little much.
A little much for a cowboy movie.
Yeah. But overall, really good.
Yeah, I thought it was a good film. I mean, yeah. Where do I start?
Well, I shared this on Twitter. Like when I was watching it, I put it on Twitter on the Classless Chat account.
Yeah.
Which you can follow us at Classless Chat.
Yeah.
And because we actually do a lot of stuff on the Classless Chat Twitter account. Or at least I do a lot of stuff. I need to get you the information for that so you have it if you ever want to. But he posted on there saying, "Hey, I'm watching this. Watch it with us, and that way you can listen to the show and tell us if you agree." Got several people hitting up and liking that and things. It's like, okay, well, this is kind of cool, but
Yeah.
it was very entertaining. It was very well made. Unlike some of the other stuff that I watched this weekend that I really enjoyed, there weren't a lot of the editing and the cinematography, which there wasn't a ton of serious cinematography work done in this, but it's basically in one room for half the movie.
Yeah.
But there weren't a lot of obvious retakes. Like in some of the stuff, you could tell this is from one take, then this next portion, like the camera cut was from another take and it was painfully obvious, and this was from another take, painfully obvious. Didn't have that here. This was really, really well done, which is a Tarantino thing. He's very picky about that.
Yeah.
You don't find a lot of that in Tarantino films.
Yeah.
So anyway, I cut you off. Sorry.
No, it's okay. When I look at like Tarantino's like body of work, I feel like he's gotten kind of like less imaginative over time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because he started off. I guess you would say he started off directing with. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but I think it's 4 Rooms. I don't know if you've ever seen that film.
Yeah.
He only directs one scene or one of the rooms
Right.
for the bellhop, and in fact, the same character who plays the bellhop in that film is also in The Hateful Eight. Same actor, and
Yep.
he's also Mr. Orange in Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. And I think he might also be in some more Tarantino films. I'm trying to think, but yeah, I feel like 4 Rooms was the last room that he directed was pretty insane. A very good. It's actually a really good movie. It's messed up. There's a lot of screwed up stuff in that film, but it's still pretty good. Reservoir Dogs is, I mean, it's a classic. It's a cult classic.
Right.
It's a great film. It's one of my favorite films of all time.
It's really good.
You know, Pulp Fiction has its weird stuff.
Has
but,
a lot of F words.
Yeah, there's a lot of F words. You got Samuel L. Jackson in it.
A lot of blood.
You have a lot of crazy stuff. It's a good film. And then I think he kind of like petered out a little bit. And I say Hateful Eight is it's good. The writing it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this is definitely like a step back from say like Inglourious Bastards.
Absolutely. Inglourious Bastards was fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean, there were, again, moments that you're like, it's Tarantino. You can just feel it. You can tell. But
Yeah.
I think that was a better film than this. But this was still good.
Yeah, it's kind of like like he he has his moments of just he makes these films that are just incredible. Like Pulp Fiction is an incredible movie.
Yep.
Reservoir Dogs is incredible. Inglourious Bastards is incredible. This movie, it's good.
It is.
That's it. And I think you have to really like Tarantino to really love this movie.
Here's the thing: is if you haven't seen any of his other stuff, it's a fantastic film. It's not just good.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. But if you compare it to his other work, it's just good.
Well, and the thing I liked about it too is he has these shock value moments that are so typical of him that you're not expecting. And even knowing how Tarantino directs and the way he makes movies,
Yep.
I was still shocked at least twice in that movie.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Same here.
Yeah.
And I mean, to me, it's almost like M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
I'm sure I just butchered. I always
No,
do.
I think it was pretty good.
It's it did a couple. You know, his first movie, fantastic, and then it almost like petered out. But it's like you do your best work up front, and you know everybody's just going to criticize what you do afterwards.
Yeah.
And so it's really, really hard to do that. And both of these directors have done that.
Yeah.
And they started off on a super, super high note, and then everything's criticized based on that.
Yeah.
It's like, how can't you one up yourself?
Yeah.
Well, you can only do when you spend however many years or whatever that they worked on perfecting that and getting it and then making it exactly what they want. It's really, really hard to then just build on that when you're moving from that into the next project.
Yeah. Well, and there's something to be said about like I love the films that go back in time. Like for example,
Which they do in this.
which they do in this. Yeah. I love that they did that in this film because you kind of don't know. There's some things that are kind of like a surprise and you're like, okay, what the heck just happened?
Right.
And then you get to find out how it all happened. And you're like, okay, that was really cool. I love that about,
Because it wouldn't have been as cool if you just played it straight through.
no, it wouldn't have been, you wouldn't have known enough and
Right.
it would have ruined it actually.
Yep.
It wouldn't have been as good. But I think he does a really good job of that with Pulp Fiction because the timeline jumps around a ton. It also does that. He also does that in Reservoir Dogs where he jumps back in time.
Yep.
And then there's also another director who I think does the best job of that ever that I've seen is Boondock Saints, Troy Duffy. When he goes back in time, and then I think it's William Dafoe is actually on the scene during the scene. It's like parallel time or parallel scenes. He's describing what's happening as it's happening. So it's happening in the past, and he's standing next to them. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. It's been a while since I've seen it, but yes.
That is really cool
It
directing.
was really cool. It was really trippy, but it was really cool.
I really liked that.
Then there's stuff that people talk about for years and still continue to talk about that I don't think was nearly as good, like Memento,
I don't think I've seen that.
where it basically plays itself backwards.
Oh, okay. I hear
And it's
you.
like, okay, I mean, you're coming, you start with the answer to formulate the question. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
And it's a cool concept, but I don't think it came off as well. But people loved it, and I'm sure I'm going to take a lot of people off for saying that. But whatever. It's
So
an
what-
opinion.
How would you rate it? I mean, in the body of
This one?
Tarantino's work, I'd say it's like lower. I would put a lot of his
Yeah.
films above it.
I would too. I mean, overall, I would actually give it like a 4 out of 5 star.
Yeah.
But if you're rating it in Tarantino land, yeah, I'd say it's about it's. I mean, I don't know how to rate that because again, I mean, it's like you don't want to rate it down low because it sounds like it's a bad film. It's not a bad film. It's a really good film.
Yeah.
It's just not his best work. I don't know that he's done a terrible film.
I put it over.
I
put it over Kill Bill.
I was gonna say that's exactly what I was gonna say. I think it's better than Kill Bill. Kill Bill might be his worst for me. I know people who loved Kill Bill, but I was never really into it. I didn't believe it. I just couldn't get into the thing.
Jackie Brown.
Oh, okay,
That's
sure.
probably his worst film.
Yeah, okay, I forgot about that one.
But it's still I still like it actually.
You're weird.
I still like the film. I actually still own it on VHS. That's how weird I am.
Naturally, you do.
Yeah. It's a good film.
Yeah, I mean, I would put it above Kill Bill, but
Me too.
but other than that, I don't know that I'd put anything else above it for him.
No, but
It's really good. I mean, I don't regret watching it at all. In fact, some of the Tarantino stuff, if you get into like the super bloody Tarantino films, This isn't super bloody. I mean, there's plenty of blood. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
there is.
I thought they could have done some better color correction on the blood. The blood didn't look very real to me.
Yeah.
It looked like jelly or something, but it wasn't even like red. I mean, I don't know. It was weird. It was an off color.
You know what bothered
It
me?
was almost brown. It was weird.
I agree with you. Though I think the thing that bothered me the most about the film is I think honestly you could redo that entire film in about an hour and 20 minutes. And it's like a 2.5 hour
It
long
was
movie.
really long. It was really. I didn't realize how long it was, and I started it at like 11 o'clock at night, or
Yeah.
10:30 or 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I should have done this earlier.
Well, they honestly could have done the first. I think they could have done the first hour of the film in about 15 minutes.
They drug it out. They
it's
really drug it out.
Yeah, it's bad. And then
It's not
the
bad,
second
though.
hour and a half.
The
it
first
could have
time
been
you-
done in 40 minutes.
This was the first time I saw this. No, see, Amber had said she'd seen it before,
yeah,
and this is the first time I've watched it, and I actually appreciated it. Now,
Yeah.
going back and watching it again, I might not. I might be like, this is too much.
it
But
is
for
long.
the first time watching that intro, the first 2 chapters, really,
Yeah,
it might be a little long the second time or third time. But the first time watching the film, it felt right. It was fine. I mean, it was just like, it's a buildup.
well, and you kind of need the build up because you got Samuel L. Jackson just like talking all kinds of nonsense, and,
Right.
You know, you got Kurt Russell saying all kinds of crazy stuff,
I know.
and you know, like
I love how Kurt Russell didn't even really try to have like a Western accent at all.
he doesn't even need to.
He's like, yeah, I'm here. Check out my mustache. I am fine.
Yeah,
If you doubt me and my Westernness, look at my mustache.
yeah. He's like, I was Wyatt Earp.
No,
That's all I have to
seriously
say.
though, dude. Seriously though, I'm like, I'm expecting him to pull a pistol out of his holster and just backhand somebody with it.
Yeah,
Done. And I mean, no, yeah. I mean, he definitely wasn't Wyatt Earp. It wasn't Tombstone.
No.
For him. In fact, his acting was
average.
not good.
It wasn't his best
It was
work.
not his best work by any stretch of the
Samuel L.
imagination.
Jackson was great.
Oh my goodness,
he,
yeah.
he
was
actually
awesome.
saves the film. I
He
think.
totally does. He totally does. Now I didn't look who was playing who played was it Mexican Bob? Was that his name?
Yeah, his name was like Mexican Bob or something.
Yeah.
Very unimaginative name.
Right. And I love how they're talking about the sign like, she finally took the sign down.
Yeah.
Because she allowed dogs in.
Yeah, that was bad.
And I'm like, dang, you're just going to start picking on every race now. Because it sounded like Antonio Banderas. The voice, like the whole time, I'm like, show his face. Is it Antonio Banderas? It sounds like him.
His name is.
And I didn't look it up.
Demian Breacher.
Oh, all right. So not.
I don't know who that is.
It sounded a lot like him, though, doesn't it?
It did kind of. He did a good. He was pretty good.
Yeah. And, but no, I mean, it's one of those really interesting things. But Samuel L. Jackson was definitely the main character of the movie. And
Yeah.
it was very weird, though, that he would just randomly start spouting out information. It's like, oh, you had no idea that he's been there 1,000 times. In fact,
Yeah.
it almost felt like he hasn't been here before, but now all of a sudden he's been here and he's good friends with everybody. And you start going down and it's like, it's a little weird, but at the same time, it wasn't completely unbelievable either because, it's not uncommon for somebody to just hold secrets.
Yeah.
Especially in that line of work. But he did. He totally made the film. When
Yeah.
he's talking to the general about his son.
Oh yeah, that part
that
was
was-
dark.
Very dark. Very, very dirty.
I would say fairly unnecessary.
Yes.
That I could have done without that entire scene.
I could have too. However, it made sense because they told him, if you shoot the guy, I'm going to charge you with murder and you're going to go hanging.
Yeah.
Because he's unarmed. He's an old man sitting here doing nothing and he's unarmed.
Yeah.
And he got him to pick up a pistol.
Yep.
That's how he made it to where, I'm just defending myself.
Yeah.
That's how he turned around and got to shoot the guy. So, I mean, it made sense, but at the same time, it was fairly unnecessary. But good movie. Good movie. Not Tarantino's best by any stretch of the imagination, but
No.
still very enjoyable.
Still good. Yeah. I think I would watch it again.
I would watch it again. I might fast forward through the front. I don't know that I could, though, because a lot of information comes out in that front end.
Yeah.
Like his letter from Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah. It's Lincoln letter.
Lincoln letter. Not like a Lincoln log.
That scene.
You know how can you imagine the jokes with that, though, now?
Yeah. Yeah, that was bad. And the the flashback scene is so brutal.
The flashback scene. I'm trying to think now.
When they go back in time and they show what happens at the haberdashery before they all get there.
Oh,
Just that whole scene is just
it
brutal.
was watching all the guys like plan it. They all know what's gonna happen, and you're watching all the ladies getting stuff, and then they turn around and start shooting everybody. That was pretty bad.
Yeah, so I say if you don't have a strong stomach, don't watch it.
No, yeah, if you don't have a strong stomach, don't watch it, and definitely do not watch this with children around.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Quentin Tarantino. If you don't know not to watch that with kids, you have never seen Quentin Tarantino.
It's rated R for a reason.
Yes, this one is very much so for a reason.
Yeah.
But that's all right. That's all right. Next week, however, we're going to have a very fun movie. We're going to be watching something completely different. We're watching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which is now on Netflix.
Cool.
I'm excited.
And I'll have to watch both.
Yeah, because you haven't
I
watched
haven't seen
either
the
of them.
first one.
The crap, dude.
Or Ant-Man.
Okay, I haven't seen Ant-Man, but in my defense, it looks dumb.
I like Paul Rudd, though.
I do too,
He's
but it
so funny.
looks dumb. It's like, oh, I wouldn't mind seeing Batman versus Superman. No, actually, I would mind seeing that. Oh, I wouldn't mind watching Justice League. No, wait, I totally would mind seeing Justice League. No, I'll pay you to go watch them. How much you talking? Because I'm still leaning to no right now.
Yeah.
No.
I think Ant-Man's going to be good.
I've heard good things. It still hasn't made me do it. I did like Doctor Strange, though.
That's one of my favorites.
Doctor Strange was good.
It's really good.
Yeah. So next week, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, you can watch that on Netflix if you have not already seen it. If you have already seen it, I still suggest watching it between now and the next show. So you can listen along with us, maybe chat with us on the YouTube Live Messenger.
Yeah.
And let us know if you agree with this stuff. We didn't have anybody chat in during the movie time. So.
Yeah. My wife didn't get to watch Hateful Eight, so she wasn't going to be able to.
Yeah, Amber didn't watch it with me either.
I told her, I was like, you should watch it. It's
I
good.
spent the whole weekend on that stupid lazy boy watching the new Punisher series on
I know.
Netflix.
I've heard that's really good.
Really good. There were a lot, especially in the last episode. There was a lot of those multiple takes and editing from take to take.
Yeah.
And different amounts of blood on their face in completely different places on their face. Guy moves something up to sit right in front of him who's tied down, and he pulls something up to sit on it in the chair, and cuts from camera, cuts to another camera while he's still talking, and all of a sudden that piece that he moved up in front of him is now back against the wall, and he's leaning up against the wall. I mean, totally different takes, totally different cuts. I mean, there was some really shoddy editing in a few spots of it. However, awesome. Absolutely awesome. Was blown away. It actually didn't detract from it. It was me being really picky watching it. Really, really picky watching it. Yeah, never picky watching stuff. And it's really funny because I think I'm being horrible, and I'll talk to my brother or some of his other film guys down in Hollywood. And they're like, oh, did you see the antenna poking up? Oh, the radio man was so shoddy on that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, seriously? And they'll give me the frame number, and I'm sitting here clicking through, and I'm like, it blends. And like, I can totally see. I can't even tell her. Well, if you knew what the dang thing looked like, which isn't what they're saying, but if you knew what it looked like, it'd stick out like a sore thumb. And I'm like, but nobody does.
Yeah.
But if you're in the industry, but no, with this stuff, it's like clearly different takes, but still wildly enjoyable. Very bloody. I mean, it's Punisher. Very, very bloody. Pretty gruesome. They did a great job capturing PTSD. Because if you know the Punisher story at all, he's very PTSD driven, and they did a phenomenal job capturing the feeling and the emotions, not just the visible aspect, but making you feel put into that scenario. They did a really, really, really top-notch job on that. So
I'm gonna have to watch it now.
yeah, it's super good. Super good. I think 13 episodes, so it's not terrible. But they're 44, 47 minutes apiece.
Oh wow.
So I mean, it's like almost 12 hours.
Dang.
So, well, go throw your back out, change in a toilet paper roll, and you can watch the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
All it takes.
I watched an entire series on Netflix after my car crash a couple years ago.
Oh man, yeah, I bet you did.
Yep. 4 times rolling over down a hill, 200 feet, 4 rolls.
We watched all of Stranger Things 2 in one day.
I've heard that that's really good. I've not watched it yet.
It was really good. Was it number 4? Was that the other girl's name? Was not good.
Yeah.
There was an episode that could have been completely cut out. But it's okay. It was still good. All right, let's move on. Moving on to the next little story that we got here. We got one more story here for you, mate. All right.
It's a good one.
All right, you little bugger. All right. So, my 6-year-old's emo letter to Santa. A jaded 6-year-old writes a bitter letter to Father Christmas, and it's pretty bleak. This comes from themirror.co.uk. It is from the UK, if you couldn't tell. At age 6, life should be one massive and fragrant bed of roses. School is fun, you have 0 debt, and oodles of energy. You have your whole life ahead of you. Except, this isn't apparently always the case for the kids this age. One exceptionally jaded youngster took the opportunity to show off about how good they've been all year in a ladder to Father Christmas, and turned into something dark and emo. While Prince George, yes, I said that. While Prince George rather sweetly requested just one item in his ladder to the big man, Sarah McCammon's little one decided instead to bear their weary, cynical soul. The letter says, Dear Santa, Santa, I'm only doing this for the class. I know your naughty list is empty, and your good list is empty. And your life is empty. You don't know the troubles I've had in my life. Goodbye. I'm not telling you my name. And it's awesome because he's like even got it outlined with like wreaths on one side and skulls on the other side, like total Krampus style. It's awesome. And the mom shared it on Twitter and then had to come back and go back over it saying, P.S. the quote troubles in his life is his brother. Don't call Child Protective Services. Oh my gosh. That is one way to have a Father Christmas. Otherwise known as Santa Claus. Notice you. It's a really short story, but it's funny. And I love doing stories written by kids, and I'm sorry. That's hilarious.
It is.
Totally jaded, went full on emo. You don't know me. You don't know anything about me. Your life is worthless.
Yeah.
It's like, dang, kid. What does your mom listen to? Reminds me of, like, for some odd reason, it makes me think of Bowling for Soup and the girl all the bad guys want. It's like her CD changer's full of singers who were mad at their dads.
Yeah. This is great, though.
Makes me want to write Santa a letter.
I know. It's amazing. It makes me... I wish that we could maintain this level of creativity all throughout our lives.
No kidding.
It's just like kids they write the best stuff.
They do.
And they have the best imaginations ever.
It's awesome.
It's just, the troubles in my life. That's...
By the way, Gabby wrote part 3 to the story for this week.
Nice.
So
I don't think I have it.
It's really short. You're right. I didn't put it up. It's under the main folder. It's not in. So you'd have to go back into the regular drive folder.
That's okay.
I'll just read it, but that's no big deal.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I mean, that's fun. That's all good. That's all good. We're not there for the story yet, and no, we don't have a song. But I decided because I didn't talk to you about it. Why? Because I should have been nice and done that, but I didn't. I'm a jackwagon.
Jackwagon.
I'm a jackwagon, as you might say, depending on where you come from.
Yeah.
I just said, you know what? We're going to do something fun.
Oh, no.
Let's talk about, Honey.
Okay.
Let's talk about what are your favorite weird food combinations?
Oh, boy.
Like, it got me thinking for lunch today as I'm watching a podcast, finding stories for this and doing stuff.
Yeah.
It made me think about it when I dipped my Cheeto into ketchup.
That sounds horrible.
And I liked it.
That's gross.
And I liked it.
I'm going to text my wife so she can remind me if I have any.
It was a crunchy Cheeto, though. It's not a poof. I can't imagine dicking a poof Cheeto in ketchup. I think that would be really wrong. But a crunchy one. I love doing popcorn in nacho cheese sauce.
That's so good.
It is. It is like the most fattening thing ever.
Yeah.
But
When I worked at the movie theater, that's what we used to do all the time.
yeah, that's where I learned about it too. I was like, get the nacho cheese sauce. I was getting it like the first movie I went to when I was working at the Dollar Theater. Yeah, that's how high class I am, baby.
Yeah.
But Amber's mom didn't tell her why I was gonna try for an uptown girl. I don't know. Trying to go Billy Joel, it didn't work. But seriously, the first movie I went to they're like, I got a popcorn. They're like, you want nacho cheese? And I'm like, what? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. And they're like, you've never done that? No. That's right. You're brand new. Here, take a thing of nacho cheese.
Yeah.
They're like dumping out of nacho cheese. What am I supposed to do with this? Dunk the popcorn in it, dummy. I'm like, all right. And I tried it once. I'm like, ecstasy. It was so good. It was so good. So I have done, because if you watch I think it's The Parent Trap when I was a kid, the Lohan version.
Yeah.
They talk about dipping Oreos in peanut butter, which is okay. It's not
I've done
great.
that before.
It's
My
all
wife says that it's weird that I eat my artichokes with mayo.
right. Oh,
I like it with mayo. It's good.
blah.
What?
I remember when I was a kid, I would do, okay, so some people would think just SpaghettiOs in general is gross.
Yeah.
I've always loved SpaghettiOs. I can't eat them now.
Yeah.
But SpaghettiOs, especially SpaghettiOs with meatballs, the bomb. Anyway, but the weird thing that I would do, and I mean, seriously, I look back at the crap I did and I'm like, no wonder I'm fat. Instead of using a spoon to eat SpaghettiOs, I used saltine crackers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
My wife says
But it was
mayo
so
is
good.
so nasty.
That's right. She's a Miracle Whip girl.
Oh, no, she doesn't like anything like that. Wow. Yeah, I couldn't do that, man. Saltines with that? No.
It was so good.
That's gross.
It was so good.
My wife says I have a problem with sriracha and Valentino.
Now, what is Valentino?
Valentino is it's another type of hot sauce.
Okay.
It's like
So it's not like putting sriracha in something.
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I put sriracha on everything.
You would.
Yeah.
You're one of those freaks. You need the keychain sriracha.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
But Valentino's like very similar to like Tapatio, but it's got more flavor.
Oh, okay.
I like it a lot, and it's actually really, really cheap. It's stupid. Like the big bottle,
Yeah.
you can get it at Winco for like
Is that the-
$1.50.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's huge.
Is it like the clearish bottle with the red?
Yes.
Okay,
And
I
they
know
have
the one.
two versions. One's really, really hot.
I know guys who.
I
knew
drown
guys who
my
were-
eggs in those.
Yeah.
So when my wife thinks it's weird the way I eat my eggs because I get my eggs medium, and then I
Really?
yeah.
You're a medium guy?
Well, I don't like the whites runny at all.
Okay.
That grosses me out.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I don't like to get them over easy because then the whites aren't cooked all the way. So I eat them.
They usually are if they're done right. Anyway.
Yeah, they mess them up every time. So I get a medium because then it's safe. The whites are cooked. The yolk is not. And then I drown it in hot sauce, and then I eat it. I just like scoop it onto toast with bacon.
Ooh.
My wife thinks that's really weird.
Well, bacon. You can't go wrong with bacon.
No, you can't. But like the way I eat my eggs is just like scooping it up. And usually it's like I'll do that with like tortillas or toast.
See, I've done that for years, though. It's not uncommon to do toast with an egg on it, especially like an over easy.
But I'm like cutting the egg up into like and like mixing the yolk with the egg white.
Okay.
And then hot sauce and then onto my toast.
That's weird. And see, I will make like here at home, I'll make like skillet potatoes for like home fries, and I'll put that on the bottom, and then I'll do like some ham and sharp cheddar cheese, and I'll put a couple fried eggs or over easy or on them, and then I'll break the yolk into it so the yolk runs through everything.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Do you like tamales? Can you eat them now?
Sometimes. It depends on how they're made.
Yeah,
But
if
most
they're
of them, if they're authentic, yes. Most cornmeal that they use for that is.
So
And corn mesa.
I
is
learned this
usually-
because my wife's grandpa is, I mean, he's Mexican. He's like as Mexican as you can get.
Okay.
The dude makes tortillas at the table.
And it is the season for tamales.
Yes, it is. So I learned a lot of stuff from him. When I first met my wife, I was like, gringo food only. And then I started going down to grandpa's house, and he would like have the molcajete at the table, and he would be like smashing up chilies with a little garlic, making like fresh chili at the table and like fresh tortillas. So I started, he used to go, "Hey, Anthony, have this on your eggs." just like a giant spoonful of just crushed chilies onto my eggs. And I'm like, okay, great, I'll eat this. So I got like this super high tolerance for spicy food because of him and because of the way he eats.
But it's delicious.
I love it now. I used to be afraid of it. Now I love it. But he taught me to fry eggs and put them on top of tamales. Oh my gosh. I will not eat tamales any other way.
That actually sounds delicious.
So when I go to a Mexican restaurant for dinner sometimes, I'll ask. I'll say, "Hey, how much for 2 huevos
Dos huevos. Yeah.
on my tamales?" And most of the time they look
smile
at me and
at
they go,
you.
"Yes."
You know what you're talking about.
And so they'll serve me that. And dude, that's the only way. Fried eggs on the tamales. So good. You just break the yolk onto the tamale. Amazing.
That sounds good.
The best.
Now I want tamales.
I've had friends tell me that sounds really gross. I don't know why.
It doesn't sound
it's
gross.
amazing.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. And anytime I can buy dude, people who don't my wife thinks that eggs and cheese is weird for some reason. I think that that's a perfect combination.
That is a great combination.
But
Sick freak.
Yeah, what the heck's wrong?
Is she
with you?
listening to the podcast right now?
Oh, she's saying on the tamales. She's not saying that's weird. She's saying eggs and cheese on the tamales. That is true.
The
really
cheese
good.
is a little weird.
My wife does something really weird. We've been buying the pot pies from Costco because it's a really easy dinner.
Sure.
Just turn the thing on to 400 and put it in for an hour.
Yeah.
She's been breaking the crust and then sticking cheddar cheese into the pot pie, which I thought was really weird at first.
Sounds really good.
It's so good. Chicken pot pie, big old chunk of cheddar cheese right at the end.
Yeah.
She does that and then cooks it for like another 5 minutes. So good. I would have never thought to do that, but it's my wife's weird. And then now she's making fun of me because I didn't read it right.
So she is listening.
Yeah, she is listening. Some people think this is weird, but we have a family tradition at Thanksgiving, which just passed. My wife makes fresh cranberry sauce, which a lot of people...
I don't like cranberry sauce. Period.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like it. But my wife makes it in a way that is... it's so delicious I could just eat it by itself.
Okay.
But a lot of people do like pumpkin pie, apple pie at Thanksgiving.
Right.
Not us. My wife makes a cheesecake every year. We eat the cheesecake with the cranberry sauce.
Oh, that'd be good because it's just a cranberry cheesecake at that point.
Good.
Yeah.
So good. It's the best.
Amber made me a raspberry
My wife says
cheesecake.
that her eating habits are why she no longer weighs 110 pounds.
Mine too.
Yep, mine too.
Yeah, like the only French fries that I can eat from a fast food restaurant or used to be able to eat from a fast food restaurant without ketchup was McDonald's.
Yeah, those are, I hear you.
I guess Wendy's if you dunk it in the Frosty.
Yeah, and a lot of people think that's weird. The other day,
is
my
weird
daughter
'cause it's
was
so good.
We went to Five Guys. My youngest daughter really likes the hot dogs there, so we just get her plain hot dog and she eats some of the fries. I got her a water cup.
Yeah.
Right, because they're not going to drink like High C or anything. They don't really like that stuff.
Yeah.
So my daughter's taking her fries and she's dunking them in the water. I'm like, what are you doing? That's disgusting. And she's just chowing down on water dunked French fries from
Did you
Five
try it?
Guys. No, I did not. I thought that was weird.
You didn't try it?
No, but my youngest
on.
daughter is, dude, she's the worst eater. Like, she likes everything. She'll eat everything. But, like, if I'm not careful, like, this kid will hide, like, a half-eaten apple in the house. And then I'm like, where did you get this? And then she's holding this apple. It's, like, brown on one side. And she's, like, trying to eat it. And I'm like, no, give me that. Let me give you a new one.
Yeah, take a new apple.
Yeah, how about a fresh one? This one doesn't have brown on it. Yeah, she does that.
What's wrong with brown?
That's right.
You got a problem with brown?
I think I do.
Jeez, what can't brown do for you?
Sorry, dude.
Jeez. By the way, my name is Drew Brown.
No, I like this weird
Gosh.
food combinations though. If anybody wants to provide any weird food combinations that they like, please do.
Yeah, message us. You can either send us a DM or a private message on Facebook or a DM on Twitter. You can find us on either one at Classless Chat, or you can, of course, email us, which is classlesschat@gmail.com.
And I think it's a really weird thing that we do out here on the West Coast.
Fry sauce.
No, well, fry sauce, yes.
It's
but
awesome.
It is really good. I like it.
So shut your face.
So being from the East Coast, there's this like, we elevate pizza to like this level that it doesn't deserve to be elevated to.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry, we do. But
It's
On the
not
West
street
Coast.
food.
On the West Coast, everybody
Oh wait, are you talking about back east is elevated?
back east it's elevated.
Oh, okay, no, see, because I am like a pizza-aholic. Like
too.
Wednesday is National Pizza Night. We have pizza at this house
I make
every
it-
single Wednesday.
I make
Period.
Papa Murphy's pizzas on the Traeger a lot, but because I lived in California for so long, and I don't know if this is like strictly a California thing, but
We'll
a lot
blame
of
it on
people
them,
will
yeah.
eat their pizza with ranch dressing.
Oh my gosh, I've known these people.
Yeah, I'm one of them now. But only eat cheap pizza. Like if I went back east, I wouldn't eat
No.
that pizza there like that. In
No.
fact, someone would probably punch me in the face if I did that. there.
Rightfully so,
Yeah.
too.
But out here, it's like a thing.
It is a thing.
But if you did that back there, you could get shot.
Of course, over here you can you can dip anything in ranch dressing and nobody's going to question you.
Yeah, that's true.
You could dip a Snickers bar in ranch dressing and then eat it with a knife and fork, and people would ask, "Why are you eating it with the knife and fork?"
yeah.
I mean, I kid you not. You take it sideways, you dip it in, and you take it and you cut it with the knife, and you start eating it with the fork, like on Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And people will call you a freak for eating it with a knife and fork. They're not going to question the ranch.
Yeah.
They're not going to question. In fact, they might be like, "That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea." Like, maybe I should invent a plastic Tupperware thing that is the size of a Snickers bar with a marked line as to where to fill it with ranch so that you can dip your stick.
Where's your mind, Drew?
Dip the Snickers bar into the, I don't know, I just can't talk, into the ranch. I'm still stuck on that Tarantino film, I guess. I don't know. Jeez. You can dip the Snickers bar sideways into it so that then you can eat it with your knife and fork and start the new social media trend.
I've always known my brother-in-law was weird, but my wife texted me and told me that her brother likes to eat his fries with mustard.
Blah.
Yeah, no thanks.
I'm going to vomit. That is disgusting. Now, mustard, I've never liked mustard. It's vinegar.
I love it.
I can't handle too much vinegar. And
What about fresh ground mustard? Like the really good, like grainy one.
maybe? I don't know.
Do you like brats?
Sometimes.
How could you? No wonder you don't like them. You've never had good mustard before.
Probably.
Okay, one of the best mustard companies ever is located here in Nampa.
Okay.
And
I'm sure we're going to get hate mail for this.
no, they make such good mustard. It's just fresh ground, real mustard, not that yellow stuff in the bottle that says French's on it. But
Amber just asked if there's something I'd like to tell everybody.
Drew's coming out. Now we're talking about brats, so that'll be good. No, but you need to
guys are
try.
killing No.
You need to try real mustard. Real
Okay.
mustard is not yellow. It's,
Brownish.
It's brownish, ground up
Yeah.
mustard seeds.
Yeah.
So delicious.
And who makes this? What's their name again?
What's there's one. It's called.
I don't know.
Mustard. They're a mustard company right here, and I actually did a thing.
Did they make it out of the cheese factory?
No.
Which, by the way, I plan on going to Tillamook again here soon just to go through the cheese factory. And the Air Museum up there is fantastic. If you haven't been up to the Tillamook Air Museum, we have an Air Museum here in Nampa, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
But the one in Tillamook is awesome.
Wagner.
Oh, okay, I know
Idaho
Wagner.
Foods.
Yeah. Okay.
So they make some of the best fresh ground mustard I've ever had in my life.
All right.
And I like mustard a lot.
I hate
but
mustard.
I really, really love brats. So I think that's why. I make them on the Traeger.
Yeah, I know.
When I
you do.
make them, I smoke them
You make everything
for a
on a
really long
Traeger.
time. Yes, that's true. I just made food for 80 people.
On 3 Traegers.
Yeah, and 2 infrareds, although I didn't really do much on the infrareds. I had help.
On the 5th day of Christmas.
Yeah, it was insane. 80 people, 44 pounds of beef, 12 whole chickens, mushrooms, stuffed mushrooms.
So people
all
who
kinds of
chose chicken, did you have to ask them if they were a breast or leg person? Are you into boobs or thighs?
stuff. I didn't do any of the asking.
When you look at a chicken, do you check out the boobs or the legs? Like, do you like the butt section or the breasticus section?
I like the oyster.
That's not a chicken.
Yep.
There's an oyster in a chicken.
Yep.
Where?
On the back.
Oh, all right.
The best part of the chicken is a little tiny muscle that's right above the thighs.
Oh, so you
up
like
the
the
back?
Yeah, like the small of the back.
That's the best part.
Yeah, you like watching it wiggle as it goes.
I guess so. So good though.
So bad.
It's the best part, man. And if you don't know how to carve that out,
Probably
you
not.
have no business carving chickens.
Shut up. I don't want to carve a chicken. Jeez. Gosh. Throw me under the bus. You don't even know what it is. You got no business carving a chicken.
That's right.
Fatty. hey. Jeez.
I really did enjoy it though. I had a great time.
awesome.
Making food for all those people.
You said you were really tired.
I was so beat.
I loved it because you texted me. He did this on Friday, and he texted me, I feel like I got hit by a truck. And I respond with, me too, but for different reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Mine was a toilet paper roll. What was yours?
Yeah. Well, and Alicia and I think I hurt my back too because I was trying to unload this big old. I had a barrel of antifreeze in the back bed of my truck.
Oh man!
And I had a 55-gallon drum, and it was about half empty. So, what's that? 20-something gallons.
25.
So it was probably like 250 pounds, and I'm like pushing
geez.
it off. And you know that moment when you're doing something stupid, and then you see your wife coming, and you're like, I need to hurry before she tells me to stop.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
So I'm sliding the barrel, and my wife's driving into the driveway, and I'm like 4 inches from the edge of the truck, and I'm like, if I don't get this off my truck, she's gonna stop me, and I'm not gonna be able to get it off.
Right.
So I rolled it like, I like did the spin move.
Oh, yeah,
and I
yeah,
let
yeah.
it drop to the ground. I like moved out of the way really fast. It was scary.
She was not happy with
She's
you.
like, "What are you doing?" Ah! Like yelling at me.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Now, mind you, you've all seen the nurse headache pictures.
yes.
There is one that Anthony sent me that is very true. It is the Latina, dating a Latina, or being married to a Latina. And I mean, you get like migraine, stress, headache, whatever, anxiety, and then like the whole head is bright red and it's dating or married to a Latina.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so true.
Yeah. Mine's only like a, I guess a quarter.
Mine's like half.
Half. Yeah. You're
Mine's
done.
double yours.
Yeah. That's a lot of Latina. It's
You
not
got
good.
Native American and Latina.
So you're dead.
Yeah,
That's a bad combination.
it is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to wake up bald one of these days with like my hair hung against the wall or something as a trophy.
I know where
That
the
was
fire-
probably a little too far.
It was a little. My wife's. I know where my wife gets all the fieriness from, and it's actually not from the Hispanic side.
It's the Italian side.
Oh no, it's her grandma is Swedish,
Oh my gosh.
and her grandpa who's like Mexican. One time I'm at his house.
This is such a fun combination.
It is. It's so fun. So we're out in the garden, and her name's Pam. His wife's name's Pam. He's like, I don't know, 15 years older than her, and he's like, she told me she's Swedish, but I know better. I'm like, what does that mean, Grandpa?
Right.
And he goes, she's a damn Nazi.
Oh my god.
I'm like, what? And he's like, she's a German. She's not Swedish. I just started laughing. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's insane. He's insane. But I love him. His name's Daniel. He's the coolest guy ever. Yeah, but he called his own wife a Nazi to me.
Oh my gosh.
And I told
Things
my
we
wife,
can say about our wives.
yeah, I told my wife, I was like, you're walking down that road that's very similar to Pam. I'm sure I'll call you a Nazi someday.
I can't wait. He just did it on the internet.
Yeah, my wife said, don't forget all the Irish, which she is. She's like half Irish.
Threw it out there. I said Irish.
Yeah.
I want recognition there. I saw it. I could tell.
Yeah, she's like half. Yeah, Irish, Mexican, Swedish, and something else.
Wow.
She's a really weird mix.
Does she burn?
Yeah, she does.
Okay, so more
Badly.
Irish. Okay.
More Irish.
Yeah.
I'm a lot of Irish. My mom's maiden name's Finn.
Yeah,
That's
all
as
right.
Irish as it gets.
True.
I'm like that's part of the why I'm so Bostonian. My dad, Minicello.
Right.
My mom,
Minicello.
Finn. That's like as Boston as it gets.
Hey, if you put them
Irish,
together, it'd be
Italian.
finicello.
Yes, right. Yeah. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, Irish, Italian, that's like his. Although I'm not that Italian. I got a lot of Dutch and.
I'm a total mutt. Basically, how I like to explain it to people is think of all of the greatest drinking countries in the world.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty much from there.
That reminds me of a Frankie Boyle joke when he talks about He said in Scotland's the only country in the world that judges vacation locations solely
Based on drinking?
beer prices.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
It's like, how was Hawaii? Well, it was
Expensive.
yeah, no, it was this much for a fifth and this much a pint. That's it. That's their review.
Right?
Scottish
I
people.
love it. I've walked into bars like back when I could actually drink beer, and I would get into a bar and I would know if I had to walk out or not. Now it would always suck because I'd be in there specifically for the band that was playing,
Yeah.
and I'd get into the bar and I'm like, a pint of whatever the darkest thing you have on tap that's not Guinness, because I can tell you can't pour that traditional.
Yeah.
What's a pint? Do you want the small or the large?
Oh no.
And I'm like, shoot me now.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, now I know for sure. Don't give me Guinness.
Yeah.
If you
don't
can't,
know, yeah.
if you can't pour that traditional, and anybody from the UK knows exactly what I'm talking about, I want a traditional pour on that Guinness. Otherwise, it does not taste right.
No.
Don't give it to me, because here in the States, they just do a straight pour on it. They pour the whole glass all at one time and hand it to you.
Yeah.
And it is not the same beer.
No.
And
Totally different.
it is a totally different beer at that point, and it's not worth drinking.
Nope.
So
I'm a snob, kind of, but then
You
I'll
are.
drink trash beer sometimes.
I
Too.
need to go to your house so we can have some more bourbon.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Have you haven't had?
You
have
pulled out
had
the 15 year.
the 15? Okay.
Yeah.
Next time you come, we'll drink the 18.
You have an 18?
You have an 18-year
Oh my
Macallan. And I need to replace my Lagavulin 16 at some point. It's just so hard to do so because it used to be $60.
Yeah.
And now it's like 110.
Ooh.
And I'm like, oh, and I've got like about a glass left in there, and I've just been waiting because it's probably my favorite. It's probably my favorite Scotch besides the 18-year Macallan. It is so peaty though, and that's what I like about it. I think it's so smoky. It's really good. Yeah, I've been drinking that. Actually, the person who introduced me to that was my pastor, my former pastor, not
Nice.
Mike Boswell, but
Right.
Nathan Morales.
I don't think Mike would drink.
I think I've witnessed him have a beer.
Okay.
I
There's nothing wrong with. I don't have a problem with that.
don't have a problem with it either. No, but my former pastor who married my wife and I, we had dinner at this really amazing place in Tiburon, California, and we had an open bar, and he's like, "You need to try this. You just got married." And so the first Scotch I ever had was on my wedding night at this place called the Caprice, and he ordered me a glass of Lagavulin, and then I never looked back. And now I really love single malts.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like pounding them. I have 3 bottles that I've had for over a year, so I don't drink that.
You know what's really bad, though? I'm going to throw this out there. You said that you love the peatiness of it.
Yeah.
You know how immature I am?
Huh.
Which is really funny, because in some cases I'm really mature, and in other cases I'm a child.
Yeah.
I went to Dumb and Dumber. Pretty bird. Pretty bird. You're so peaty. Pretty bird. I thought he was just real quiet.
Yeah. Oh, you're reminding me of all kinds of funny stuff like the parrot skit.
Oh my
Flying
gosh.
circus. Yeah.
Love it.
This parrot wouldn't vroom if you put 10,000 volts through it.
What is the S-speed velocity of an unladen swallow?
Yes.
What? African or European? My brother would send me pictures on set, and he's like, check it out. Bill's got a shirt on today. Which Bill would always wear a shirt, but he's an older guy.
Yeah.
And he's wearing a Monty Python shirt, and it's like the coconut with
Yes.
two swallows,
Two swallows
connected to it.
to it. Yes.
And I'm like, I love this man. This is so great.
Monty Python's the best.
He's on set of like a total action, blood and guts thriller.
Yeah.
And he's wearing a Monty Python shirt. He's standing in a Monty Python shirt. Love it. Absolutely love it. My kind of guy. All right. Well, hey, let's do something.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, yes.
I do believe it's time for another delectable tale. Won't you join us down on Storybook Corner?
All right. So we've got another fantastic story. It's the 3rd edition of the story that Gabby has written for the show. It's been delightful. I I think it's hilarious. I had her listen to the last one, if you remember the last one there. We were on YouTube, just where you can just watch that one funny Joker skit while we did.
And it was good.
It was pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
But she decided to put in here that do not read out loud the parts in parentheses.
Oh.
Because I did, where it said on there, and she says, say N sound and the D and then the A. I said that, and she says, don't be stupid and read that out loud. It's a script, you dummy. And so she put that in the actual story here and said, like, don't read this, you idiot. And I'm like, got it, boss. So
That's awesome.
I think we're gonna go Southern on this one. Why not?
Oh, that'll be great.
It'll be good.
I'm just
All
gonna
right.
kick back over
I don't know if I can do Southern. Yeah, I can do Southern.
until you change to an Australian.
Until I change to an Southern Australian.
Yeah.
They're recent moved. Thank you, good sir. Jeez. I do too. I change all the time, and it's just I did the parrot, and it turned into a Southern Belle parrot. I did all sorts of stuff, and I, you know, it's not like I do voice work or nothing. By the way, I do voice work and stuff.
Yep.
It's a great thing about multiple takes. Having your own studio.
It's not the
Excuse me.
great thing about live takes.
Which is how we do the podcast. If you're not familiar with this podcast, if you're just listening into the audio, there is no editing in the audio. I mean, I got the levels set, but I don't cut things out. I mean, the only thing I cut out is if, like, Anthony and I are talking when we're playing another piece of audio or something. I take the talking out so that you can hear that. There's no multiple takes. I don't splice things together. You hear it as we do it. We do it live for YouTube. You can sync it up from the YouTube and the audio and play it, and it's the same all the way across the board. You just might get some talking in the YouTube, but usually you don't, because I'll usually mute it so that it doesn't go through to the YouTube side, but it still records into the audio, so I have to cut it there. But other than that, it's identical, so it'll line up the same. All right, let's do this, because it's fun. All right, good sir. Hello, good sir. Hello, governor. You're already laughing at me. I did it to you. Do you need a Kleenex? So that you
No,
can-
I'm good.
Did it go out your nose a little bit?
No, I made it.
I tried.
Oh.
I tried, my good sir. All right, here we go. Is that a beaver? Matt asked. Sign of beaver, Squanto said. Let go, Squanto started walking away. Matt and his father walked with Squanto. I don't know what voice I'm doing now. I'm just there. Walking and walking. Night fell. They kept walking through the night. Morning. Then night again. It seems like I'm doing Southern Shatner, but there's actually periods and stuff in this. Morning period. Then night again period. Day after day after day. It was a tiring day. They found a sign that said under ownership of the Henstock family. Thank you for leading us to our piece of land, Matt said. Welcome, Squanto said. Are we gonna see each other again? Matt asked. Squanto smiled. Yes, sir. I have to go. Later. Bye, Matt said to Squanto. Matt and his father waved goodbye as Squanto walked away. The end.
You should redo that.
As what?
What's that? What was the line when it says, like, again and again or something? What does it say? I forgot what the line was.
Then night again, day
After day.
It should be after day.
You should do that as Christopher Walken.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! And then night. I can't do it right now. My voice is still not 100%. And then night again, day after day after day after day after day. It's not Christopher Walken. I don't know what it is, but it's still funny. I can't get it. My voice still isn't 100%. I just can't get it.
Yeah, that whole story as Christopher Walken would have been hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
I can't do a good enough impression of him.
Oh, let's hear it. Let's see. If I can just hear the voice, I could probably think of it. There we go.
Yep.
The night again, day after day after day.
That's
It
close.
was a tiring day. Yeah, I lost it. It was there, and I lost it. I think like Shatner, like William Shatner, though.
Shatner would have been good.
Morning, then night again.
Yeah.
Day
After day.
after day
Yeah.
after day after day after day.
Yeah.
It was a tiring day.
Yeah. That's good.
Oh my
I
gosh.
like it.
That would be great. Oh, maybe one of these days.
Yeah.
After days.
After day.
After days. After days.
Oh, that's good.
Well, thank you, Gabby. And that is the end. That is going to be the end of that story. So we will have a different story as of next week. Wah, 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 wah.
Wow, wow.
There you go. Thank you for following that up.
Yeah.
Glad to know we have other people here, the fine people working on the machinery.
I'm trying.
I don't have to even push the button.
I'm failing miserably.
I need to get-
At least I make you look good every week.
That's right. It's the beard.
Yeah. I know mine's
the
all
beard.
gone.
I know.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw your post about getting a haircut. It's like, pro of getting a haircut. You don't look like you don't care anymore.
Yeah, I look like I care a little bit more. than I
Con.
did. Con. My head's freezing now.
Yes. You got it like shaved too. I mean,
Yeah, I
it
cut
is
it
like
way down.
super short on the sideburns.
Yeah, I took it all the way down. I mean, it was pretty long, to be honest.
It's turned sideways. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, it was getting.
It's like the DJ turn. You get that.
It was to the point where
I'm cool.
I went to a business meeting and I wore one of my flannels,
Right.
right? And so I had like a long sleeve flannel on,
Yeah.
and my hair was so long I couldn't do anything with it. So I just like piled on the pomade and I just like combed it back because that's all I could do with it. And I put my hat on. I wear a hat a lot.
I
so
put my Dapper Dan on.
Yeah, so I can
and
wear
I
my
just
hat.
grab my comb and I just.
Yeah, so I brushed it all the way back. So I get there and I have this guy who works with us. I know I don't want to say too much about his history, but I know he has a history. Good, really good guy.
We all have a
But
history.
he pulls me aside. He's like,
Give
bro,
me a haircut.
you're pulling off like the cholo look right now.
Totally would too.
And I was like, well, I'm kind of a wop, so I guess it's close. So yeah, he was laughing at me though. He's like, dude, your hair's banging. So he told me your hair's banging.
You need a haircut.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you're right.
Get yourself a haircut.
When I walked in, the poor lady saw me walk in. I'm like, look. That's like all I had to say. Look, and she's like, yeah, it's kind of long. And she's like, how long has it been? I'm like, at least 3 months, probably.
Oh, dude.
I went way too long.
You went way Frodo.
Yeah, and so she was like,
I traveled to Mordor.
she's like, I'm glad you
Sam.
came in on Tuesday morning because Tuesday morning is a very slow day.
Sam, I need your help.
Yeah.
Travel to Mordor with me. I have this ring. I have to deliver.
I have pulled off the Frodo look.
You
for a
do.
long
I
time.
know. I don't want proof of your hairy feet,
Nope.
but my size 13s tell me that I've got big feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do.
13s are big.
Yeah, they are big
You know what
feet.
they say about big. Never mind.
Guys with big feet,
Yeah.
they have a hard time shopping for shoes.
Do you have to buy yours on the internet?
No, I can get most of them at stores. It's just really hard because I have wide feet, which you would assume long feet equals wide feet too.
Yeah.
And not so much. You get like super skinny shoes all the time. I'm like, it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah, I can't buy
I'm really picky about
regular
my
size
shoes.
shoes either. I have to buy wides.
Yep.
Pretty much all my shoes are wide.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks.
And I won't buy them online because I have to make sure they fit because my arch is a little off.
yeah, mine too.
And so I have to make sure that it fits proper before I buy it. Otherwise, I'd be shipping back pair after pair after pair. And I'm like, nah,
Yeah. That's
it's not worth it.
nope.
So, all right. Well, this has been a delightful show.
Yeah, it's been good.
That is the show for this week here on Classless Chat. I just want to thank everybody. Anthony, I'd like to thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
You look delightful today.
Thank you.
Your meat would have been delectable, I'm sure.
I will bring some soon.
I hope so.
I totally forgot last week.
I know you did. I was so excited. You're like, I got brisket.
Yeah.
I was like, sweet.
I know.
He's bringing food.
That's okay. Maybe next
I'm
week.
wasting away. Can't you
I'm going to have to
tell?
bring some real mustard so you can experience real mustard.
I suppose I'd try it. I'd try it on the air.
Okay.
But it's really funny. You look on the show and you can't really, I mean, you can tell from my adorable cheeks. I'm like, not like tiny, but you can't tell because you get like from here, literally from here up. And it's hard to tell that I'm a debonair double X man. And
That's my favorite kind.
is what? No, I'm not gonna say it. You never know if your mother is listening to the show. Some things you just don't say. Some things you just don't say when your mother might be listening to the show.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, hey, I want to thank everybody. Anthony and I would like to thank everybody too.
Yes.
I personally do, and I think Anthony does too.
Yeah. Thank you
Thank you.
for listening to this madness.
Yes, thank you for listening. Next week we are going to have a special guest. We're going to have Mike Schweddy, and he is bringing in his famous chocolate balls. You remember that SNL skit?
Yes.
He's bringing in his Schweddy balls.
Oh, that's bad.
All right. Well, thank you guys so very much. We love you. We love you a long time. Find us on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook. Both of those is at Classless Chat. You can find links to everything, of course, which is iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, more, everything, SoundCloud. We're obviously on YouTube. You can find links to everything, including the live edition, on the website, which is classlesschat.com. We would love it if you listen to this, which clearly you're listening to it, subscribe on whatever platform and media that you're listening to or watching, and also do us a favor and leave us a review. If you can leave us a review on either iTunes or Stitcher, it helps a ton. We're getting several plays actually off of the Stitcher platform. We're getting several plays out of the iTunes platform. We're getting quite a few people going now off of the YouTube. Not as many as actually not as many as anything else. YouTube is growing the slowest, but that's cool.
Yeah.
That's all right. We do it for fun anyway. We're doing it live, so we might as well show it off anyway. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, go ahead and like, subscribe, follow us on this stuff, leave us a review. And if you find it in your heart and in your pocketbook to share even just a measly $1 a month, how many cents is that a day? I mean, I just don't know. I just don't know. That is what, maybe 3 cents a day?
Yeah.
That is 3 cents a day. If you find it in your heart, in your bosom, to share a measly 3 cents a day with two poor little boys on the internet, we would greatly appreciate it. It would go a long way because this does take a lot to do and run and operate. You can help us out at patreon.com/ClasslessChat. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Classless Chat with your hosts, Drew and Anthony. Listen again next time. You never know what these two are gonna say.